Historically, riots occur as the reaction to social, economic, political, or racial injustice in this country. In Arizona, riots have been related to matters of racial inequality. For example, in 1919, in the small border town of Bisbee, Arizona, a riot broke out between Black World War I veterans and white local police forces after the black soldiers marched in the Independence Day parade, and the white local police officers attempted to disarm them for no justifiable reason. Fighting and gunshots broke out between the two groups before it was contained. Decades later, in Tucson in 1967, another riot started after a black 14-year-old was arrested by the local police and approximately 200 young black people marched and protested against the local police department. The protest evolved into minor violence and the National Guard was called in to intervene, hence the term riot was used. Arizona law defines riot as the following. A person commits riot if, with two or more other persons acting together, such person recklessly uses force or violence or threatens to use force or violence if such threat is accomplished by immediate power of execution, which disturbs the public peace. Riot criminal charges are statutory in most states across the country, with varying degrees of elements and punishments depending on the state. In fact, states are stiffening penalties across the country for those deemed rioting at protests. The argument is that states claim that by stiffening the penalties for rioters, they are giving police greater powers to respond to lawless behavior to the community. The flip side is that giving the police greater discretion to arrest demonstrators or those who are engaged in peaceful protests are creating more severe penalties that threaten all of our constitutional rights. Arizona's broad definition of a riot encompasses peaceful protesters in Phoenix who have clashed with the police over the past few months. However, in some instances, what can start out as an expression of your constitutional rights in terms of a peaceful protest can quickly morph into a full-blown riot at the hands of those who exploit the situation. In May of 2020 in Scottsdale, what began as a protest to police brutality near the Scottsdale Fashion Square took a wrong turn, and many people who were not part of the original protest engaged in trespass, theft, property damage, and other similarly related criminal behavior. These people caused substantial property damage and property loss and were charged with riot, among other crimes. Our constitutional First Amendment right safeguards our ability to peacefully protest. However, when force or violence or the threat of use of force or violence is involved, the situation becomes characterized as a riot, a criminal offense. Riot is a Class 5 felony, punishable by a minimum of 6 months and up to 2.5 years in prison. If you have been accused of a riot or any other serious felony charge, speak with an experienced criminal defense trial attorney immediately. Phoenix-based criminal defense attorney Richard Gaxiola is available to represent you across the state of Arizona. He will advise you on your best options, the strategy of your defense, and work tirelessly to build you a strong legal defense. Offering free consultations 7 days a week. Call now.